Good morning everyone. This is Ayushi. Let's continue our English class for class 7th. As we have completed our grammar topic adverbs, now today onward we are going to start a new grammar topic, that is idioms. Now let's learn about it, how to use them in a sentence. Yes, before starting today's content, let's recapitulate previous class. As we have learned the degrees of comparison, the first one was positive degree. The first degree of modification that all English adverbs can express is the positive degree. Like, positive adverbs are identical to the dictionary form of the adverbs. Means all the adverbs, whatever the form it is given, that is called positive adverbs. For example, see here, he accidentally performed well on the physical fitness exam. So here we have two adverbs, accidentally and well. So fine, these are what? Positive degree. The next one is comparative degree. The second degree of modification that prototypical English adverbs can express is the comparative degree. Comparative adverbs compare only two words, phrases or clauses. The comparative form of most adverbs is formed by adding the adverb more to the adverb phrase. However, some adverbs such as hard, fast, early take the er suffix in the comparative form. Like hard will be harder, fast, faster, early, earlier. And some adverbs have irregular comparative forms as in well, better, badly and worse. Fine. So means well is a positive degree. Its comparative will be better, badly positive, comparative will be worse. For example, you can see she arrives at work earlier than him. Here we are doing comparison between she and him, and that's why we have used here comparative form of early, that is earlier. Fine. Last one is superlative adverb. The third degree of modification that prototypical English adverbs can express is the superlative degree. Superlative adverbs compare three or more words, phrase or clauses. Three or more means comparison between more than two persons or things or anything. The superlative form of most adverbs is formed by adding the adverb most of the adverb phrase. However, some adverbs such as hard, fast and early take the est suffix in the superlative form. As in comparative we have used more, but in superlative we are going to be used most, and in comparative we have used er form of these words. In this superlative we are going to be used est. Hard, positive degree, superlative will be hardest. Fast, fastest. Early, earliest. Fine. Some adverbs have irregular comparative forms as in well and best. Well positive, better is your comparative, and superlative is best. Badly positive, worse comparative, worst superlative. Fine. Now just see example, he arrives the earliest of all the employees. Now here we have done the comparison between he as well as with all the employees. That's why more than two persons are there. We are going to be use here superlative degree in the est form or whether. So here we have used earliest. Fine, this we have done yesterday. Now today, idioms. Idioms are groups of words which help us convey our ideas and feelings in a forceful way. Their meaning are often established by usage. By usage, generally by the sentence we come to know that what will be the meaning of these particular idioms, and generally they just convey our ideas or feelings in a forceful way. Means people are able to understand our meaning more clearly. Fine. Just see here, Mohan is someone who calls a spade a spade. So this is the bold one letters. These are what idiom. Calls a spade a spade. It means that is Mohan is a straightforward person. So if we are going to say this sentence like this, Mohan is someone who calls a spade, it means you are conveying your ideas more clearly. Next one, the handbag that Neetu bought at the airport cost her an arm and a leg. Arm and a leg, it means the bag was very expensive. It means very expensive. Fine. So like this, in the another way we are going to say that the handbag that Neetu bought at the airport cost her an arm and a leg. Now today we are going to learn few idioms. First one is add insult to injury. See here, make an unfair or difficult situation worse. Suppose you are already in a situation that is a bad one, but by doing something by someone, you are going to be stuck in a worse situation. Like Mohan's bitter rival won the competition. Here, to add insult to injury, Mohan's bitter rival won the competition. WON, that is not won, it's won. Fine. It means already Mohan was so upset by his defeat. Now in this what happened? One, to add insult his injury, that his even rival, means his a great competitor, has won the competition. Fine. Bitter rival means the very tough competitor. Next one, the ball is in your court. It means it is up to you now to take a decision. The ball is in your court. It means now it's up to you. Completely it depends upon you. Whatever the decision you are going to take, that will be followed. See here, you know my final offer. The ball is now in your court. Means someone has given you the offer. Now it's up to you. You want to take that offer or not. It means now the ball is now in your court. Fine. First one was add insult to injury, make an unfair or difficult situation worse. Second one, the ball is in your court. It is up to you now to take a decision. One more, calls a spade means straightforward person. Arm and a leg, very expensive. Fine. Let's continue with more examples. Beat about the bush means talk about something for a long time without coming to the main point. Sometimes what happens, you don't want to convey your message to someone directly and you are going to talk about here and there. So what happened? Of that particular condition, what will you say? That don't beat about the bush. For example, I know this is not a casual call, so why don't you tell me the real reason for your visit instead of beating about the bush? It means what happened? Someone has come to your house on the time and he is talking to you like here and there talk. Then what happened? You are directly saying to that person that why don't you tell me the real reason for your visit instead of beating about the bush. Means he is talking complete nonsense without coming directly to the point. So on that time you can say that don't beat about the bush. Means come to the main point directly. Bite off more than one can chew means to take up more things than one can handle. It means, to see the example, deciding to pursue degrees in 2 streams, Rishabh realized he had bitten off more than he could chew. See what happened? He on the time when he decided to take his degree in 2 streams, means suppose he want to do arts as well as science. Okay. So on that time he said that I can take up more things, means I can handle 2 things at a single time or more than one thing at a single time. Then he said that Rishabh realized he had bitten off more than he could chew. Fine. Burn the midnight oil to work late into the night. Generally, you students, what you do? The exams are just round the corner, means the exams are approaching. Every student is burning the midnight oil, preparing for the test. Generally, what happens? For your revising, for your memorizing the content, you just burn the midnight oil, means to work late into the night. Come to the next one. Judge a book by its cover. Judge someone or something based on appearance. Generally, what happen? We people judge the persons by the outer look of the person. Fine. So here it is given, Tanya may look young, but she is a good lawyer. So don't judge a book by its cover. Generally, by the appearance, we cannot judge to anyone that he is a rich person or the poor, or by the appearance we cannot say that about his or her profession. So don't judge a book by its cover. Fine. Next one, beat about the bush, talk about something for a long time without coming to the main point. Bite off more than one can chew, to take up more things than one can handle. Burn the midnight oil, to work late into the night. Judge a book by its cover, judge someone or something based on appearance. Fine students. Now this is your classwork. In this you have to match the idioms with their meanings. The first one is at the drop of a hat. It means instantly. Instantly means as soon as possible, at once. Fine. Far cry from, very different from. Hit the sack, go to bed. Fine. Generally, your parents supposed to say to you, you go and hit the sack. It means you go to bed. Hear it on the grapevine means to hear rumors about someone. Rumors means complete the things that exactly you are getting the points from the other person. Fine. Barking up the wrong tree, looking in the wrong place. Last straw, final problem. Best of both worlds have all the advantages. I hope you have understood. Now, I hope you have understood whatever we have done today, the idioms. And we will learn some more idioms tomorrow. Thank you.